Alright, this is the follow-up review on the APS ACP 606 pistol, CO2 powered. I've used this multiple times. There's about, give or take, 3,000 rounds put through it. And I gotta say, I'm not too happy with it, but then again, I am. So let me start out with what I had issues with it. I took it to an event recently, Red Dawn, and it wasn't that chilly. It was about, give or take, 45, 50 degrees that entire day. But it was muddy. And it worked great. You should have saw it before I cleaned it up. This thing, yeah, you can still see a little bit right there. I like that. Fucking brought some of the field home with me. It got muddy. And it fired in the mud just fine. Covered. And got using it more and more. Started being like, okay, cool. Then it started being a little weird with me. Go to cock it, and it'll just stick right there. So that's just oiling issue. Something's rubbing up in there. Nothing big. Just have to do that. And I found that to be a little irritating considering it was a brand new pistol. It was in a good climate. Wasn't too cold. Wasn't too hot. The system, clearly as you can see, is not cold right now because I haven't been firing it. And nothing else to say on it. But let's get into the other details. I have found on the field, give it about 50, 75 feet, you can pretty much hit anybody you want. The shots will go on target and hit pretty hard. They do not have a large spread on them. And for the magazine, I have found one CO2 cartridge can get me about 2.5 fills of BBs on the side. And I did almost lose this a couple times. I was walking back to respawn, got shot, of course, and it fell out. I didn't know how it fell out, but a person come up running behind me, be like, oh, hey, you dropped your weird skeleton thing, dude. Yeah, you don't want to lose those. I heard they're fucking a bitch and a half to find. Well, they kind of are. So I would recommend keeping that in an admin pouch or a side pocket that is pretty tight to you so you do not lose that. And let's take it apart. Alright, so you can see the slide. Okay for the most part. Just a little dirty in there, need to clean it. Nothing too major. And I found that the binding is coming from somewhere in this area when it's rubbing against the slide hammer. And viewer in the last video asked, where do I adjust the hop up? I want to know. So, if you already disassembled the Glock, which you just saw me do, you're going to take these out. You're going to look right there. This is your adjustable hop up. Right here. You don't need to fucking break down the barrel, fucking take everything the fuck out. Yeah, fuck it, I'm not doing it. I don't care. Don't have enough time. But for the most part, the inside of it stayed relatively clean, despite these holes being on the side of it. No mud really got up in there. By no means did I have this holstered the entire game. By no means whatsoever did I have it holstered the entire game. It was out good 3 or 4 times. If anyone was at that event, they would see that pistols were pretty fun that day. Put that together. So my long review on this is, it's a strong pistol. You can fucking throw it around, fucking do whatever the fuck you want to it. It's not going to break. I believe APS did a good job making this one. I just wish they took a little bit more consideration in the binding that happens along here. But then again, APS has been designing a lot of new stuff, and I implore them for that. The originality that they're doing is awesome. They are reinventing the wheel. They're not taking M4 and slapping a different upper receiver on it and be like, check out my new M4, man. No, they're bringing us shit that looks weird. Yeah, the lower frame looks like a G2 Glock, but the upper, to me, is kind of what catches it. If anybody ever plays with me, you'll know I do not use regular guns whatsoever. If it is an M4, if it is an AK, if it's a G36, you will more or less likely not see me with it. I use guns like a, here we go, prime example, give me a second. The APS UAR. Fucking get this thing off of here. Big fucking gun. Launcher, everything. Fucking use it. Why? Nobody else will use them. And it freaks people out when they see stuff like this. They see something that is not original. And that gets people loving it and hating it all at the same time. But I digress. Back to this. I give it I want to say a 7 out of 10. But it does get my seal of approval for adaptability and longevity. I've yet to have issues with any internal parts wearing down and causing the gun to not fire. And another issue I did find was this little cap right here. Fucking lost it within the first 30 minutes of playing. Just fucking, if you like keeping your shit all together and all that, take it off before you play. Put it back on when you're done. Me, I don't give two shits. It's fun. Anyway, well, that is the follow-up review on the APS ACP 606 pistol. And if you enjoyed this, comment, like it, share it. Don't give a fuck what you do. Just take my advice when using this gun. Have a nice day.